Well, we're just hours away until we start feeling the effects of a tropical storm Elsa. But the sun is beating down at the UWJFF Captain Horace Burrell Center of Excellence as we prepare for match day 2 of the JFF Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. And of course, the first game of the doubleheader today, Humberline against Mount Pleasant. Humberline will be the one to kick off this encounter. Bright sunshine at the moment, greeting the two sets of players. Referee Mason is just about ready to get the action underway. And off we go as match day 2 in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel, gets underway. Mount Pleasant almost looking to capitalize in the early stages of this one as Humberline started off a bit loosely there. It's going to be interesting to see again how Humberline will set up and how they'll take the game to Mount Pleasant. If so, Gibson getting his first touch. Simple football being played by Humberline in the early stages. Hugh Howell trying to pick it up there and just couldn't control.
To note here from Humberline, Gregory Lewis, who is a central defender / right back by trade, he's playing in central midfield for Humberline alongside Hugh Howell. So far not the 3-4-3 that was pointed out on the match card, but rather a continuation of the same system they played in the first game, 4-2-3-1, with Lewis and Hugh Howell as the two central midfielders.
Over on that far side, Mark Rodney for Humberline couldn't quite keep it in. We saw before the start of the game almost a mini training session that was taking place in the Mount Pleasant camp, and you were a little bit surprised with how much they were putting in just before the game under these conditions.
It's pretty hot, as seen in the pre-game show. The temperature was about 33 degrees Celsius. Mount Pleasant, their warm-up went over 25 minutes.
Well, a lovely ball played through. The keeper reacted late, and oh yeah, that's a penalty. Not sure if the keeper will be in trouble, but is giving up the penalty, coming out really late on that occasion, Mikhail Harrison. And you could have sensed from early that he was never going to get there.
We must talk about the quality of the pass from Alwyn Henry. That pass took out at least 3 Humberline defenders, and the goalkeeper was forced into a position that he wouldn't want to be, conceding the penalty. And within 3 minutes, Mount Pleasant have a chance to be 1-0 ahead.
Well, it looks to be Ranking who is behind this one. Mount Pleasant. Oh, it's off the post, and he can't put the follow-up away.
It's actually a save by goalkeeper Harrison.
Well, making amends, Mikhail Harrison.
That was a weak penalty though from Leonard Rankin from Mount Pleasant.
Got a strong hand on it. Did Harrison as he moved to his right. Oh yeah.
And good follow-up from Linval Lewis as well, to deny Rankin an opportunity to tap a ball into an empty net.
You know, I'm not sure if he moved, you know. I'm not sure if he was in the area before the kick was taken. But the referee would have missed that one. Even as he slips in the process. Referee Mason.
What I'd also like to point out, Donald, is that you notice the time between
too much on that one.
The referee's whistle to signal that Rankin should take the penalty, and the time Rankin took the penalty. So it's very short. If you watch the Euros and notice that some of the French players taking at least up to 4 to 5 seconds after the referee blew, that wasn't the case with Rankin, as if he was unsettled and a little bit nervous to score his first goal of the season.
Well, Humberland were pretty lucky to get away with that one. They have some more defending to do. And the keeper crying out this time. Much closer to him on this occasion. No problems for Harrison. There's going to be a whistle there. Yep, free kick. Howell. Hall. Kesslon Hall. Harvey. Again looking to provide the service inside the area.
Kemar Beckford for Mount Pleasant, number 10, seemed to be operating as an attacking midfielder in this game, playing behind the two strikers of Swaby and Hall.
They obviously want him to see more of the ball. As here's Humberline. Just running out of real estate on that occasion as he tried to make his way forward.
Early, son, early, early.
Eventful start.
T.J. Davis, of course, former national striker, had the record for most goals scored for the Reggae Boys before the late Luton Shelton broke that record.
Goalkeeper Harrison seemed to have a problem here with his toe or shoes.
Of course, you have to wait on the goalkeeper to do what he likes. Not sure if there was an injury that he suffered.
Could be from the challenge that resulted in the penalty for Humberline. The right leg that is being treated now was the one that made contact with Kesslon Hall.
Well, let's see how he did here, Mikhail Harrison, in taking his team out of danger. Lewis really acted quickly.
Good save from him there. Stood up as long as possible. And to point out that he's coming into his first game of the season because Dennis Taylor, the regular custodian for Humberline, is away with the national team preparing for the Gold Cup. He will be pleased with Harrison making such a save.
Even if he wasn't pleased seconds before for actually causing the penalty.
Exactly.
A change of gear will do the trick, I suppose. Should be much more comfortable. But there's a corner at the other end, in fact, for Humberline. Let's see what they can do with it. The first corner of this game. Coming in the 9th minute. Here's the delivery. Keeper. Punching it out. Not a lot of oomph on that one, though. Still an opportunity for Humberline. And there's another whistle on the play. There was a collision. And the kick goes in favor of Mount Pleasant. Beckford collecting it deep, looking for the options.
Hey, no ball. In front, in front.
Seems to be a 4-4-2 diamond for Mount Pleasant.
Deliver inside the area, looking for Kestlon Hall. Ron Richards collects and sought some help. And it goes the other way. Beckford. Poor pass from him. Drake sending it across. Richards was waiting for it inside the area, didn't reach him.
Not many Humber Lion players joined the attack there. Only 2 players for Lewin to aim for in the box there.
So, free kick to Humber Lion. Richards is across there to take it. That's not a bad looking delivery at all. Just managed to head it out of the area. Howell. Still Humber Lion's possession.
I like the approach from Humber Lion so far in this game. Not really sitting back and allowing Mount Pleasant to control the game. They're winning a lot of fouls in and around the penalty area.
And here's another one around it. Just about. That's Roden.
Richards delivered a very good cross previously. No one from his team gambled on the end of it. Let's see what he does here.
Richards rifles it into the 2-man wall. Should have done a little better there. Hall couldn't really get behind that one. And that was punted long. No problems for goalkeeper Swaby. Here's Rankin. Ricketts now. James.
Again.
Hall. Beckford. A lot on it, but can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Wasted ball there, and they're still under pressure. Humber Lion. What will Mount Pleasant do with this one? Here they are, making the transition, Mount Pleasant. Leng. Oh, almost through to Francois Swaby there.
Beckford exerting some level of influence on the game thus far. Always trying to find the spaces to receive the ball and then look for his 2 forward players, Hall and Swaby, to link up with.
I think something just went into the eye of Rankin there. Could be one of the pellets. Getting some attention below us. Mount Pleasant down to 10 players momentarily, temporarily. Now they have back their full complement. Gets the foul, Richards. Nadale Ritchie just leaving a mark.
With Humberline, with Mount Pleasant only playing one number 6 midfielder, that's Rankin, who missed the penalty earlier. He noticed Humberline trying to play as many balls in between the lines as possible.
Roden, Howell, first touch wasn't the best. That losing out Gibbison, Leonardo Gibbison, and committing the foul as well. Mount Pleasant going the other way. Oh, almost went through. The flag goes up anyway. Referee says play on. Hall coming deep to collect it, recycling the play.
Good spell of possession here
Yeah,
by
wonderful football by
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant, and again trying to go into the attacking third and nothing doing.
A lot of vertical balls played, but not the long balls we saw in the first game. They're trying to connect the lines with so many players centrally. They can afford to play up, back, and forwards.
Well, they have the majority of the possession so far, Mount Pleasant at 56%. Beckford.
And what's getting out Humberline here for Mount Pleasant is that they have 4 players centrally, Mount Pleasant. Rankin, Henry, Lang, and Beckford. While Humberline, they only have 3 players inside. So a lot of times, extra players being dragged inside, and then where that player comes from, the ball is being hit in that space by Mount Pleasant. So good start here from the team from St. Anne. What's missing for them is a goal thus far.
Beckford looking for movement, not finding any at the moment. And, almost went through the Swaby that was, still in the thick of the action. Rankin. Here's Humberline in transition. And handled the ball there, was it?
Yes, against Nadale Ritchie.
Referee going into his pocket immediately when he saw that. And the yellow card finally shown. Would have been a dangerous ball had it gone through.
And those are the moments Coach Andrew Price of Humberline spoke about pre-match, that whenever they got the opportunities to counter-attack, that's what he wants to capitalize on.
Knew exactly what he was doing there.
Blatant.
Richard's delivery, not a bad one, headed away. Back there was McCullough. And here is Beckford. Good interception. That was by Rico Edwards. It was Rico, or Linval Lewis rather. Swaby. Chance here for Hall. Can he turn? Trying to send it back out wide to Beckford, who was calling for it. McCullough. Rankin. Richie.
Some patience being exercised by Mount Pleasant.
Swaby now. Can't get by his former teammates there.
Had the option to his right to play to Osani Ricketts, but chose the trickery and lost out.
They preferred to use him as a distraction, even though he was totally alone on that occasion. Ricketts on the right hand side has found himself in some space on several occasions on the right. Osani Ricketts, as he tried to make himself available. It was always going to be difficult for Gibson.
Humble Lion appealing for a penalty there, but referee didn't see anything malicious there from Mount Pleasant to reward Humble Lion with a penalty.
Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Nil. Humble Lion FC. Nil. What a break. It is the first encounter of the
made himself a nuisance there. And I didn't see a lot in that at all.
Not at all.
And risk management, ODPM.
He'll get some water along with the rest of the players. First official water break in this game.
And so far in this game, Mount Pleasant really exercising or showing their dominance thus far. Actually very pleased to see the possession game played by them. A lot of vertical balls, a lot of up, back and through passes. Not rushing to play those long passes that we saw in the first game they played against Tivoli Gardens, but really showing some patience, really trying to put Kemar Beckford in positions where he can be the influential player he ought to be in this game.
Special thanks to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports.
Cumberland showing a little bit more ambition against this Mount Pleasant team. Of course, it is a shortened season, so can't necessarily feel your way through the league this year.
Exactly. So if you come in not prepared physically, then you have to try to feel your way through the games rather than over a spell of games.
Mikhail Harrison was forced to make a save here, denying Rankin.
One thing I love to see from Humble Lion is that with Mount Pleasant playing a very narrow midfield four in the diamond, if Humble Lion can actually bypass them to the sides to get their fullbacks Roden and Mark Rodney in the game, I think that would help them progress up the field rather than just solely relying on the counter-attacking opportunities.
So the game has restarted. Haven't really seen a lot of goalmouth activity. Just the one major chance in favour. And there's a bit of an argy-bargy here between Hugh Howell and Latroy Leng. It's going to be shown the yellow card. Well, there was some football in the middle of all of that. Some.
Hugh Howell carded for the foul, or the constant kicking at Leng's leg, while Leng was carded for his retaliation for the challenges on him by Hugh Howell. Very good of the referee to control the game by carding both players. So it's a signal that those episodes are not welcome.
And now they're walking on thin ice for the rest of the game. So there's also that. Too long. No problems here for Harrison. Just to confirm the yellow card. Also shown to Leng for his part in the confrontation.
Who's moving? Who wants it? Who's in behind? Runners! Go alone! Go alone!
Beckford.
And swing!
Does well. Still always looking for the options. Nice touch. Swaby trying to go through traffic. Couldn't. Ranking. Trying to find Ricketts. Goes the other way. Gibson.
Go side, go, come on! Up to the ball! Come on, Allo, go again, get to the ball!
Lovely ball inside over the top.
Oh no!
How did he miss from there?
That was a very good build-up by Humber Lion to get into the creating and scoring zones. Very good cross by the baller to watch at the start. Mark Rodney, Greg Lewis, Mr. Sitter.
Go, go, go! Sully, go!
But that's a series of play that we want to see more of from Humber Lion. A narrow midfield by Mount Pleasant. Bring the ball down one side, try to connect passes to go to the other side. Then you'll have the crossing opportunities or the 2v1 opportunities to get in the box. That was brilliant.
It goes the other way now. Chance. It's a big one. Deflected though. And behind for a corner kick.
Good attacking play from both teams so far, exercising different ways of reaching the opposing team's penalty box. So a direct play there from Mount Pleasant resulted in a corner after Francois Swaby's shot. First one, a series of passes by Humber Lion. Greg Lewis missing a sitter.
Cleared out of the air by Humber Lion.
Yeah, man, come again, man. No, he must be fast enough. You, slow feet, too.
That's the switch of play we talk about from Humble Lion. Notice the acres of space Afiba Chambers had there.
You sign it. Go forward. Come on, brother. Don't stop.
Nice movement.
Don't stop, bro. Still go and help.
Couldn't thread the ball through though. Beckford picks it up. And there's a whistle on the play. Ball. Place called back. Free kick to Mount Pleasant.
No advantage there. Advantage gained there. And right decision by the referee to recall the play.
Let's go. Who wants it? Push it. Move again. Right into the cross, Sandy.
Rankin.
Hey, good. Mano.
Ricketts. Oh, it's fired just wide. Realized that he had the space, Latroy Leng, and did let fly. Harrison wasn't too sure, I believe.
Good
Diving
attempt
full
there.
stretch to his right. Yep.
Many of his teammates called out for a cross, but he went for a shot. Nevertheless, inches away from the target.
Hall on the turn, looking for the handled ball. Wasn't going to get it.
I think the difference in systems here really allowing both teams to maximize on attacking opportunities. Mount Pleasant very clustered in the middle of the field, as we explained, 4 central midfielders, 2 center forwards. So a lot of opportunities to play those short passes. And then they're getting in behind the wing backs, creating the width to put in crosses. And then on the other hand, Humble Lion, they're playing around that narrow midfield from Mount Pleasant, and then finding themselves closer to the opponent's goal where they can create chances.
Here's Beckford, thinking of the shot. Fires that one, and comfortable in the end for Harrison, who's been the busier of the two keepers. Leng does really well, he really did. Nice movement. Ricketts along the channel to Hall, utilizing his speed well, needs to cut it back, and the interception there.
Excellent play again from Mount Pleasant. Tracking Humble Lion inside with the numbers they have, and then putting the ball outside. Osani Ricketts slipping around Keslan Hall there. Hall did well to get in the cross, seeing that the ball was running away from him.
And the less active of the keepers, David Swaby, going down. Not sure exactly what took place there, but it's probably enough for both teams to just talk it over and get some additional refreshment.
It can't hurt to have an extra water break or hydration break in, so could be a tactic from Mount Pleasant.
More than likely it is.
Yes. We're guaranteed a hydration break after 22 minutes. Let's try get the next one in at 12 or so minutes. game has to stop with the goalkeeper down. So a break for everyone.
Yeah, it's feeling like a basketball game at the moment with multiple timeouts.
And the end-to-end action. But I'm sure the viewers would be happy to see the quality of play displayed by both teams in how they reach the opposing team's goal rather than playing direct balls in the air and trying to fight for the 50-50 or percentage passes. Both teams are building their way up to the opponent's goal and trying their best to create clear-cut opportunities.
Corner kick to Mount Pleasant. They're taking their time about this as well. They've had several opportunities, but both teams really have had some big chances. But Mount Pleasant did miss a penalty. Here's a delivery from Leng. And there's an appeal, and it's another penalty given to Mount Pleasant. Probably there was a pull inside the box that referee Mason saw. And again, there was no hesitation to point to the spot. But there was not a lot of argument there.
It's for a handball on Gregory Lewis there. Corner comes in.
Oh dear. Yeah. So here it is. Saved again! Well, Mikhail Harrison take a bow again.
The backup goalkeeper comes in for Humble Iron, gives away a penalty, saves that penalty. His teammates concede another penalty, and he saves it again. Mount Pleasant changed kicker, but there's no success for them. Harrison stands tall.
Indeed. There's a handle ball there, and it's going to be a free kick to Humble Iron. But Mount Pleasant, they have missed opportunities.
Wow.
Yeah, he stayed on his line and everything, and made the save. That was a strong left hand.
And this one was kicked with more power,
yes,
than the one Rankin kicked. And Linva Lewis was on hand again. I guess he expected that from his goalkeeper. Sign of true confidence. Hey, you save the penalties, I'll come for the rebound.
Well, surely that can't work forever, but it is working in this game.
Mount Pleasant team will not be happy with those two gilt-edged opportunities that they gave up.
It's almost as if they don't want it to come easy for them.
Yes.
There wasn't any controversy in both penalty calls.
And you saw it from the Humble Iron players.
Yeah.
There was no protestations to the referee that, hey, you made a wrong call there. It was, referee, he pushed me, that's why my hand touched the ball. But
Type of game for Humble Iron to make them pay. It's Richards, not a lot of power behind that one. Had probably a little bit more time than he knew. Harvey.
let's see what mentality Mount Pleasant react with here. Missing two opportunities to take the lead. They have been playing well in getting up to the opponent's goal.
Oh, yeah.
Do they now change that to say, in pursuit of that elusive goal, do we change our game plan, start to play direct? I would encourage them to continue playing those short passes in the middle of the field, combining with the midfielders and attacking midfield and the strikers.
Yeah, they've done really well up to 12 yards, haven't they?
Perfect. Up to 12 yards. After that,
Not much.
problems.
Another opportunity for Mount Pleasant. Latroy Leng seeking to be accurate once more. 5 players to aim for inside the box, and he couldn't get by the wall. And he's feeling it.
Edwards did his job there in the wall. Seemed to recover.
Ricketts. Back to Leng. Leng's delivery cleared behind. Another corner kick to Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant had the opportunity there to work that one better. It was 3 Mount Pleasant players versus 1 Humberline player. They went for the early cross rather than trying to combine to get closer to the goal of Humberline.
Corner kick rifled in. Will have to do really well to clear it out of his own area. Ricketts. Sani Ricketts. Good find. Hall. Better find. Harvey pulls it across. Not a lot of pace behind it, but it's put behind for another corner. Oh, Mount Pleasant, they're really piling on the pressure. But they've only just been a threat. A lot of bark, no bite as yet from Mount Pleasant. But the barks are getting louder. Another corner kick. Here it comes once again at the back post. Should have done better with that one. Rankin trying to head it out wide to Leng. And that's poor in the end.
One push Angola, one push Angola, one push Angola.
Rankin, Beckford. Haven't seen a lot of him lately. Liston James now.
Beckford and Harvey seem to have a very good understanding in this 4-4-2 diamond system. Whenever Beckford drops deep from the number 10 position, Harvey moves from his number 8 position, taking his spot at the top of the diamond to allow Beckford the time and space on the ball to pick his passes.
Here's Ricketts. Nice ball to Swaby. It was just behind Beckford. Probably there was a deflection there. Oh, lovely dink inside the air that's headed out. Leng trying to get there but commits the foul. It's a free kick to Humberline once more.
Humberline struggling to deal with the movement, the third man combinations of Mount Pleasant. And you start to wonder how long can they hold out. 2 penalty saves from Mikael Harrison thus far. A lot of corners conceded by Humberline.
Jefferson getting some support from Rodney, decides against using him, ran into traffic instead, and now it goes the other way. Beckford was screaming for it. Lovely turn there on his right foot, can fire it home. In the end, he doesn't, Francois Swaby. Skied it. It was well high and wide. But again, they looked good in transition. And Swaby got some space there.
Could have attempted the shot on the first cut he made inside. This one.
Yeah, and then the wild swing at the end.
Lacked a bit of composure there. Man they call Chulo. Could have went for the side of the goal that he was coming from. Just to guide it in the back of the net there, but went for the big swing and missed the goal completely.
So 5 minutes of stoppages. Inclusive of a water break. Well, one official water break and, and an unofficial one.
Where goalkeeper Swaby from Mount Pleasant went down. There was an issue with Michael Harrison's footwear.
Leng. Rankin, who missed the first penalty for Mount Pleasant. James. Beckford. Beckford! He got a touch on it. Michael Harrison can do no wrong at the moment. Screaming at his defenders. And for the second time in a few minutes, he has denied Beckford. Fingertips on that one. There's a delivery. He tries for it. Didn't get a lot on it. And, Harvey was trying to do the spectacular there and committing the foul, but referee says play on. Get some assistance out wide. And it's a big chance now for Humber Lion. It's 4 against 4. Decides to go wide. He goes to the turf, still has the ball. And then rifles it high. It's a missed chance. Gibbleson there, twisting and turning. And then couldn't quite get the shot on target.
Wasted opportunity there for Humber Lion. By Gibbleson there, had the opportunity to play it early. And one of the key things here, if you look at it, he chose to go almost in a straight line path with the ball. If he could have played that ball diagonally across when he was dribbling, then he could find the option of his teammates. But always seemed to be going in that straight line, rather than shifting the defenders across. So one comes across to stop him, then he puts that ball across, that defender is out of the game. So Humber Lion, they're getting some opportunities based on their game plan here. Sitting back, trying to contain, and the key word is trying to contain Mount Pleasant. But they're getting opportunities on the counter-attack, just not executing technically.
Yep, he'd be equally disappointed, Andrew Price, because although his team has conceded a couple of penalties, he's had some clear-cut chances as well.
Yes. That was a 4 Humber Lion players against 3 Mount Pleasant players. Greg Lewis missed a sitter.
Leng.
No drop, that one. Well done.
Couldn't quite reach Beckford. And here comes Humber Lion again, ball thread through. Richards, and the save is made by Swaby. Again, not a lot of power in that shot from Ron Richards.
But much better decision here by Gibbleson, playing that diagonal ball rather than trying to go straight line.
Swaby again with another sublime turn. Paul sends it out wide to Swaby, who collects. Looking for some options here. Forced to go back to Harvey. Rankin. Looking for Ricketts. Not the best clearance, but Ricketts couldn't capitalize. Not a lot of time remaining in this first half. Mount Pleasant still looking for that elusive goal. Dinked high, Swaby is there. Francois Swaby rising high, bullying his opponent in the process. Just couldn't guide that goalwards. Mount Pleasant with 4 more shots than Humber Lion. Shots have been fired in this one, but we haven't quite seen a goal. Several chances, 2 penalties to Mount Pleasant. And they have another opportunity here. Beckford picks it up. Howell hustling and going back with the possession now. One final attack here if he can make that pass.
And here's the switch of play, bypassing the midfielders.
That should be that. And it is. After 45 minutes, plus 5 minutes of stoppages, we see an end to the first half. Welcome back to the UWJFF Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence for the first game of this doubleheader, the first game of match day 2 in the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. Humberland against Mount Pleasant is the match. 0-0 is the scoreline, and we're about to have the second half underway. Mount Pleasant to start off the action. Both teams will be disappointed with the fact that they are not on the score sheet. But let's see what can happen in this one. Richie looking for the options, deciding to go all the way back. And we mentioned before that Humber Line would have been contemplating just sitting back and allow the game to come to them. But they had so many opportunities to score. It would have almost worked perfectly.
Would have worked perfectly for them. Imagine you allowing the opponents to take charge of the game, but you score. Then they will have to commit more players forward, which opens up space for you to get another goal in.
Too much on that. Couldn't quite control it. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. It's going to be a goal kick. Couldn't quite keep it in play. Keslan Hall. Mark Rodney has had a really good game so far. Spoke about at the start of the game him making that transition to the senior level. Has some work to do defensively, or not really. It was always moving away from Sule McCullough. Yeah, the question is this a season for this young man, Rodney? Howell in the middle of the park, hustling and sending it wide.
Ooh. Better pass needed from Rodney. He was 2v1 with Jivison against Asani Ricketts, but
Here's a 21-year-old Rodney on the ball. Here's a chance for Mount Pleasant, but the ball into the attacking third wasn't the best. And Harrison, confidence must be a mile high right now. Hall sent over on to the right hand side. Ricketts, Leng, Lewis with the pass, Jibison with the run. Only Richards in front of him, so he's forced to go back to Howell.
Sensibly.
Jibison. Dink inside looking for Richards. And Richards with a final touch. No. It's going to be a corner kick. He did apply the pressure though.
Came off Ladell Richard last.
Mark up.
Richards is ambling his way across to take the corner kick. Cooler conditions for the second half.
Much cooler.
Needs a good delivery here. It's not a bad looking one. It's headed away on the volley. Hugh Howell looking for his first goal for Humberline. It's going to take some doing.
Couldn't get his knee above the ball there to keep it down to the goal. Hit directly underneath it and miles above the goal.
Hewell making his 161st appearance for Humberline. Here is Hall. Hall. Well, that's well held by Harrison, who is in some degree of pain in the aftermath of catching it.
And the offside flag wasn't up on Hall there, so had that gone in, then it would have counted for Mount Pleasant.
It was a lovely ball from Rankin, and Hall's effort straight to the keeper, who didn't offer up a rebound at all. So he's been in the thick of things.
Magnificent.
Well, we're going to remember his exploits for some time. Mikhail Harrison, Hugh Howell, as I mentioned before. 161 caps today for Humberline. One of the veterans in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digital. Of course, Humberline wouldn't have been his only team.
Played some seasons for Waterhouse as well. Manning Cup champion at the schoolboy level with Excelsior.
Well done. Thinking of switching the play. Roden. Jibison. Has some space to provide a good delivery, but the flag is up for offside. And that would be annoying for his teammates, for him to miss out on that opportunity. Now the ball over to the top. It's not a bad looking one, but it bounces favorably for Harrison. Oh, Howell lost it. Referee says play on. It's a big chance for Mount Pleasant. Trying to play that one inside to Francois Swaby. Howell trying to go long.
Option again is to come across the next side. And
goes the other way now. It's Ricketts with some space. That's a lovely ball inside, and Hall was there. And so too the keeper was making a nuisance of himself. He's down, needs some attention. But Hall under pressure couldn't quite guide it towards the goal. It was a lovely ball from Asani Ricketts as well. Ricketts.
Goalkeeper is terribly late there. Collides with Francois Swaby.
He does need to work on his timing, does he?
Except for the penalties.
Yeah, he's pretty much perfect from that. Yeah, really late. He was punching a ball that was never quite there.
Hall made the header, but he collided with Francois Swaby.
Well, just now there was an offside call made. I think it was Gibson was considered to be the culprit.
Roden.
Or Roden, yeah. Oh dear. Oh my goodness.
That's
you know, you would have considered that really funny, Sule McCullough, because his hand went up. Surely he knew that he wasn't offside.
Yeah, that's a strange one, and
yeah,
that's one of those plays that's working for Humberline in this game, and to know that they got into that opportunity or that position, it's really difficult watching this back to see that they were wrongly judged to be offside.
not to say we could have done any better from the sidelines, but that is their job, and we hope that they get it right more often than not. Leng through the middle, almost looking to find Bushy Beckford. Harvey. Sule McCullough. Headed towards goal. It's wide of the mark from Francois Swaby. Gosh, they've had the chances. Again, not a bad cross coming in from McCullough. Trying to guide that, Francois Swaby. It's a good game we're having, even if the end product isn't the best. But they're creating the chances. Both teams.
And it's also the manner in how they're creating.
Here's McCullough once more. Has Hall for company. Used him as a decoy. Ball sent across to Asani Ricketts. He can't provide a decent cross. It's headed away. Not too far though. Swaby collects. Sends it across to Beckford. Ball over the top. It's McCullough. Across the face of goal. Will be kept in play. It is. Ricketts to deliver again. Swaby is there. And there was appeal for a handled ball. The clearance is made. Mount Pleasant players went up as one, looking for the call, which did not come.
Oh, that's forcing the play by James there. No need to do that.
Humberline getting ready to make a change.
2 changes. One is Rowan Richards out, and coming in is James Thomas, who is a medical doctor by training. Formerly of Glenmuir High School, went away to Cuba to study medicine. He's back, former national youth player as well.
He was magnificent at the schoolboy football level. Top scorer in the DeCosta Cup, James Thomas.
Number 31, Hugh Owen. Comes out. Placed by number 30, Shamari Dallas.
Good one, Alan. Good fight, Alan. Good fight.
So with the change, Hugh Howell out and Dallas in, Afiba Chambers moves from an attacking midfield position to a central midfield by beside Gregory Lewis, and Dallas comes in to play right behind the striker, who is now James Thomas.
Well, let's see if he still has it.
So Andrew Price with the introduction of Thomas trying to inject some life in Humber Lions attack.
Yeah, Rowan Richards was a shadow of himself, wasn't he?
I just say pace of the game got to him. Doesn't seem to be in the best shape.
Yeah.
And he ran his course. Now it's time to introduce another player in his position.
So, free kick to Mount Pleasant. 6 players inside the box for Mount Pleasant, waiting on this delivery.
And they have some tall players, Mount Pleasant. Rankin, Swaby, James, McCullough, Keslan Hall.
The delivery inside of the near post. Rankin was there, made a decent run, and they're trying to flick that one between the keeper and the near post, but it wasn't quite on target.
Good delivery from Latroy Leng. The pace on that pass or that cross into the box just needed some direction from Rankin.
Beckford. Too much on it again. No problems here for Harrison. Shamar Roden received the yellow card just to confirm. Richie finding McCullough.
And a little change of positioning seemed to be by Lewin of Humberline.
Alwyn Harvey now on it. McCullough. Rankin once more. That was a poor ball. Lewin on it for Humberline. Rankin coming across and is late. Lewin, 2 to aim for. Clearance made. Sun is really back with us now.
And the pace of the game has really slowed down, as well as the players cope with the new conditions.
Hall. Shamari Dallas now. Too much on it for Lewin. Lewin, formerly of Lennon High. Just one goal to his name in the Premier League, and that was done in the 2018-2019 season.
Has a lot of pace though. We want to improve that goal tally.
Dallas with some space to work with, has Lewin across to his right, finds him. Lewin. Nice turn from Dallas. Swings it across. Cleared out of the box. Still a chance. Didn't quite reach James Thomas. And Beckford, the challenge on it was late.
This should be a yellow card.
Yes, it is. Shown to Afiba Chambers. Yeah, he was always going to be late. He was always going to be late. And he goes into the referee's book, Afiba Chambers.
Humberland now showing no intent to pressure the ball at the half line. They are just waiting.
Well, here's Beckford. Keeper trying to gather that before it crosses the line for a corner. Does well. Homeland will be pleased with a draw, it seems. They're taking their time when they do have possession. Here they are coming forward. That's not a bad challenge from Hall. Tracking back. Oh, nicely done. Wonderfully done. Good work between McCullough and Harvey. There's a whistle on the play. Players down for
Roden,
Cumberland.
who Cumberland thought was fouled there. It's down on the turf.
Let's see if we can spot what happened here. Yeah, it was a decent challenge from Hall.
I think it should have been a foul. Didn't play the ball in at all there, Keslan Hall.
Really?
But Roden seems to be getting attention to his hamstring.
Yeah, I think it was in the process of him actually getting up. He felt something. And he seems to be okay. But chances for Mount Pleasant from the penalty spot. Leonard Rankin and Beckford, denied by Mikhail Harrison, who has made several other saves as well.
That one collected cleanly, no spillage there. So Harrison, clearly the standout player thus far in the game, really denying Mount Pleasant on every opportunity that they come close to the goal.
Good shot stopper, Mikhail Harrison. Obviously needs to work on his movement in and around the area. He was the cause of the first penalty after all, as the ball played along the right-hand channel to Hall. Beckford is inside the box, and he was aiming for goal. There was nobody there to assist him, but in the end it turned out to have been just a guide And the defense handled that pretty well. But Beckford made a wonderful run inside the area. Here's another opportunity again. Almost deja vu. This time, Hall decides to put it back for Rankin, who was making the run. Richie. Surely we must see a goal in this one. Beckford. Oh, that's a wonderful ball, and it's put away. Finally, Francois Swaby with the effort. And against his old club, he scores for Mount Pleasant. And what a wonderful effort it was. Harrison finally beaten. Mount Pleasant finally in front. And it's 1-0.
Kemar Beckford in between the lines there. Great pass into the feet of Francois Swaby. Control on the half turn. Picked aside and put it there. Harrison had no chance.
He was afforded so much space though. He really was afforded so much space in such a dangerous area, and he can't afford to give Francois Swaby that amount of space.
And it was coming because you could see that Humberland, they were dropping deeper and deeper. One thing you would notice as well is that with the introduction of Dallas and James Thomas up top for Humberland, they lost a little speed there where they could play on the counter attack. So most of the passes have to be 2 feet to those players, and they lost the threat of going in behind.
We're also on the second water break.
We're also at the water break here. And Andrew Price, disappointed of course in the aftermath of his team conceding that goal. Just when they were continuing to show the adventure, they were left with some holes at the back, Andrew.
And having made 2 changes thus far, Humberland, and coming into the competition not at our near peak fitness levels, not a lot you figure that he can do now to change it, given the personnel he has on the field. If they are to get back in this one, they'll have to grind out a goal to get a draw here.
At a time when they thought that they could have probably got more. Still a lot of time left in the game though. Here's Mount Pleasant. Swaby finding his strike partner in Hall. Rickett was offside. Referee now giving some attention to a Mount Pleasant player. It's Rankin, or Harvey, it seems. Well, that was an easy call. Well, Harvey continues to get some attention. The stretcher has come on for him.
And this is the second time for him, so you figure his scores could be run here.
Treatment that he's given though, you'd think it's just some cramp that he's having. Well, there's the goal scorer, Swaby, who has done well so far in this game.
Look at Beckford. Acres of space here to pick the pass. And there are 2 Mount Pleasant players there waiting on the pass. So a bit of defensive disorganization from
Naivety
Humberland.
almost, yeah.
not being compact there, Humberline. You see the two central defenders, but where is the far side player, which would be the left back, tucking inside to prevent that pass to the feet of Francois Swaby? So Harvey is out.
Yep, Ronaldo Rodney is now on for Mount Pleasant.
Substitution for Mount Pleasant. Out game number 4, Alwyn Harvey. He was replaced by number 17, Ronaldo Rodney. Substitution officially
James Thomas does well to control.
Excellent hold up play.
Out delivery inside.
But it's the
Rankin
wrong
is
pass selection. Had Lewin out to his right.
Hall making the run was looking for the ball from Swaby. Swaby continuing that charge up the field and sends it over. Ronaldo Rodney with his first touch. And the second touch wasn't altogether good. And there's an infringement on the play now as Liston James fouled Rodney, Mark Rodney. Well, used him as a step on that occasion. Expect some more stoppages as well, and another change is going to be made. Leonard Ranking, is he the one who's going to be coming off? Just confirm that Ronaldo Rodney came out for Harvey. Yeah, it is Rankin who's coming off now. And he's
Kevin Graham comes on.
Kevin Graham. Yep. Ranking looked quite eager to get out of the park. He didn't want to spend another minute in the sun.
Seemed
and
to
who
be
could
gassed
blame him?
as well.
Who could blame him? Has done a lot of hard work in the middle of the park, Leonard Ranking. Although he would be disappointed with the fact that he did miss a penalty, one of the penalties to be missed.
But should be pleased to see Francois Swaby giving the team the lead.
And Humberline has also made a change. Lorenzo Lewin is off. Tell you who is on in just a minute.
Courtney Hill. He'll be coming on.
Substitution for Humberline. Out game number 18.
So there's Courtney Hill. The other change made by Humberline.
He was replaced by number 3. Also coming up, number 53, Lorenzo Lewin. He was replaced by number 25, Courtney Hill.
Back there, Linwood Lewis in the right place at the right time.
In the 76th.
Oh, here's a chance. Play continues. Oh, yes, call back the play. The referee. Well,
I guess in his mind he figured that Hall wouldn't have got to that ball there.
although he did.
But that's a strange one. But Harrison seemed to have stopped as well when he saw the referee put his mouth to the whistle.
Humberland very fortunate there, I think. Very fortunate. Kevin Graham has come on for Mount Pleasant. Just to confirm that substitution. Here's delivery inside. Ronaldo Rodney with the header. Keeper calling for it and gathering. Challenge coming in. It was a good one there.
And also to point out that while there were some changes being made and some players being attended to, Ramoy Parkins came on for Mark Rodney for Humber Lion as well.
So a lot of changes being made. Dallas playing it inside. Thomas is there.
Has no one running in behind except Dallas.
Ball switched over to the left. And too much on that for Jibison.
Up. Make sure him outside this. Who they play the ball? Who they play this up? Yeah, them a play. Why you come, dude? Sonny, stay on the mark. Now watch your line. Wanna move, Cooley, wanna come. Laddie. Sonny, let's switch. Laddie, don't pick up. Yeah, Cooley. Yeah.
Pleasant second change came in the 76th minute. Unofficially, number 5, Leonard Rankin, replaced by number 18, Kevin Graham. Number 18, Kevin Graham, replaced number 5, Leonard Rankin. Unofficially, in the 76th minute.
Well, there's some line. Trying to get that ball to James Thomas. Hall has a lot of speed, but just couldn't quite get there.
Linval Lewis has had a good game for Humber Lion at the back. If you could recall the 2 penalty saves by Harrison, he was the one who cleaned up the rebound after.
Yeah, he was most alert. Thomas being fouled. Free kick. Yeah, that wasn't awkward at all. Here they come again, Humber Lion. Ball played inside the area, got a touch on it. And Mount Pleasant was looking for the infringement on the play. Another change being made by Mount Pleasant. Francois Swaby has done his job. Probably a man of the match contender as well, Francois Swaby. So Jordan Fletcher is coming on to replace the goal scorer. There he is. Was a leading goal scorer in the Costa Cup competition a couple of years back for Cornwall College, as we see goalkeeper Swaby getting some attention. Has so much potential, Jordan Fletcher. Obviously borrowing somebody else's shirt. Soon all the kinks will be sorted out.
It's a play now, it's a play.
Another challenge on the play.
Mount Pleasant will try to eat up a lot of time here with the stoppages.
And all of a sudden, it's Humberline hustling, trying to get on with it.
You're good, Fool, you're good. Stay still, you're good. Stay, Fool, stay.
Nicely done, Ricketts.
Beautiful, all right. Come again.
They come the other way. Mount Pleasant, oh, that wasn't the best pass there from Ronaldo Rodney.
Should be a card. He was late.
Yep, Rodney goes into the referee's book. The Ronaldo variety.
Cool, you drop it. Laddie mark. Cool, laddie a mark. Are you a filter? Ambush it.
Hall on it. Kesslon Hall. Oh, wonderful move, but the keeper advancing off his line, averting the danger, and coming up trumps once again for Humberline. Thomas. Courtney Hill. Hill doesn't look a bad player at all. Here he's on the ball looking for that extra yard of space, and the ball ended up going closer to space. But he started to play well there, but in the end just couldn't keep the shot down.
Yes, had the extra yard he needed to get over that shot, but non-kicking foot was far away from the ball there.
Yeah, it was. He was stretching for that in the end. Turned out to be a little agricultural, the swipe.
One. Right.
The substitution here for Humberline on game number 19, Gregory Lewis. He was replaced by number 27, Gregory Morgan. Officially,
Morgan sent out wide. Gibbison. Ball played inside, and it was too far in front of Thomas.
So Morgan on for Gregory Lewis. Morgan there on screen. Centre forward in for a central midfielder. So Humberline trying to add another body up top.
So the game petering out. Well, so it seems at the moment. Always a good time to raise the discussion as to who is the player of the game. Chambers. Dallas. Ronaldo Rodney.
He's on a yellow.
Gonna get a talking to from the referee. Initially, I thought there was not a lot in there, and yeah,
A hand to the face.
yeah, not a lot in that one.
Referee exercising some degree of leniency there, knowing that Ronaldo Rodney is already on a yellow card.
Ramos, you want to share it. Make this here. Ramos, if you play, you do it. Then I'll be here. Go. That's go. You're right, Ramos, you're right.
Free kick to Humberline.
Again, Ramos, again.
Well, that's a little disappointing.
It's a play.
Almost got the give and go there, did Courtney Hill.
Has come on and injected some life into Humberline's attacking play.
Throw caught up in the wind there. Dallas, Thomas, left it alone, thinking of the shot, decides to play it inside. It's with Morgan and it's brilliantly charged down.
For a second there, I thought Morgan would fall over.
Morgan sends it out wide. Afiba Chambers on it. Could not get by Liston James. 5 minutes of stoppages to be played. Can they get the equalizer, Humberline? They've had the chances. Plenty to aim for. Let's go up. Clearance made by Ronaldo Rodney. Jordan Fletcher on the charge.
Look at
Has some
Beckford on the
support.
other
It's 3
side.
against 2 at the moment. Hall, can he keep it in play? No, he can't. No, he
Poor
cannot.
pass. The diagonal ball on counter attacks is one of the most important passes because all the defenders are running straight back to their goal. If you can play it on the ground or play it in the air diagonally, takes out a lot of the defenders there. That's what Fletcher failed to do there. Beckford was marauding by himself down the left hand side but didn't get the ball.
He just allowed his keeper to collect that one, did Ladale Ritchie. So approximately 3 minutes remaining in stoppage time, and Mount Pleasant still with the lead, looking to wrap up this one. Oh, nice work, wonderful stuff from Jordan Fletcher. Beckford, wrong decision there.
Just make the simple pass out. It's 2 minutes of stoppage time to go. Your team is leading 1-0.
A yellow card will come out. No. For a second there, I thought the referee was thinking about it. Leng appears to be okay though. Fletcher almost found Hall, who's been a workhorse for this Mount Pleasant team. Beckford. Ronaldo Rodney.
Hey, watch him, watch him.
McCullough. Back to James. Rodney just telling his teammates to calm down as they keep possession. James going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now the match is going to be a very close call. Here's Fletcher again. Fletcher with some space to work with. Oh, that's a lovely scoop, but just too far ahead of Kessler Hall. Humberline pressing, and the shot from outside the area doesn't have a lot of pace on it.
Had more space there to drive forward with that pass.
Just the one goal in it from Francois Swaby. I reckon that he's going to be the one to get man of the match.
Yes, he contributed
the difference in this game.
Very well to Mount Pleasant's attacking play. Had a lot of hold-ups, combinations as well. Moving to space and had some shots in the first half that either were blocked or saved. Then turned up in the second half with the game's sole goal.
Yeah, and he didn't miss a penalty, so that goes in his favor as well.
Yes, while Rankin and Beckford were the culprits there. He showed that he can do it from much further out.
That's it. The first game on match day 2 ends in favor of Mount Pleasant. Francois Swaby with the deciding moment in this encounter.